Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I've got the Vectra in the video, and my intention today was to start, pending weather, start doing a service and also do a timing belt change on this. I was out working last night though, and I ended up having this rear wheel hit a curb around less than 5 miles an hour, and the reason I know it was less than 5 miles an hour, or less than 10 miles an hour should I say, is because this car is set up to auto lock. In the process of when it gets above 10 miles an hour, all the doors will lock up. So, and they weren't locked, and it was literally just like a very graceful slide into a curb, barely tickled it, and Vauxhall's airbag system decided to go absolutely nuts. And there was a few choice words said. I will be honest, none of the dashboard airbags have gone off, so that's a saving grace in itself. We've just got this curtain airbag which we need to get out, and this passenger side seat pod one. For now, what my plan is for this part of the video, I'm just literally going to cut this all off. So guys, just a quick little update. I've been to the scrapyard. I've got a curtain airbag. This side has all been cut out, and the pod airbag has all been cut out as well. I did do that while the battery wasn't disconnected, purely and simply because they've already exploded, so they're not really going to run the risk of exploding in my face, and cutting the fabric isn't too much of a big deal. So what we're going to do today is, this is going to be a two-part video, and I will cut it here now to kind of show you where to skip to. So now you've kind of seen that, what times are what, we'll start with part one, which will be the passenger seat airbag pod, and how to remove and repair and replace, well, not repair, how to remove and replace that. But before we get started, I just want to confirm to you guys the battery is disconnected. So guys, we're in the engine bay with the engine bonnet open. I'll just open up the battery tray, and what I've done with a positive terminal, because I can't really hook it out the way, you don't need to remove the battery, you just need to make sure that there's no physical connection with the battery to the vehicle. As long as you give it like a good 5-10 minutes before you start working on the airbag system, you'll be absolutely fine. So I'm going to leave that disconnected until I've completely finished what I'm doing, and then once I've finished what I'm doing, I'm then going to power it, connect it back up, reset the light. Let's get started now on doing that passenger seat pod. So like I said, this curtain airbag no longer here. I've just left a little bit of a tassel there where I've cut it, because I literally have just cut it out, and that's what's left of the airbag pod here, and we've got to get this out. And what you'll need for this job is literally a small flathead screwdriver, a little tiny electrical one will be perfect, 8mm socket. You don't want a short one, but it doesn't need to necessarily be that sort of long. And then just you won't even need all of them, we just literally need that and the extension. It's literally just 2 8mm nuts and an electrical wire. And finally, what you also need is the actual airbag pod itself, and that's what I mean by having 2 8mm nuts. I'll have to undo them before I put it in, and then it's got the electrical connection at the bottom there. Is we actually need to get into the back of the seat, and the way we do that is there's 4 elasticated clips here, and they literally have little hooks on them, and there's wires at the bottom base bit of the seat, and they go round underneath and hook, and you have to kind of push them off, push them that way, bring them down, and then they'll come undone. And that's basically just like a little hook clip that goes over a wire on the bottom of the seat, just like that. And then you've got 4 of them, so 1, 2, and then there's 2 on the outer edge as well. But you don't actually need to undo the outer edge ones, because what you do then is you literally just pull the seam all the way down and bring it all the way up like so, so you get that out. And on the other side you do the same and put it all the way out like so, fold it back. And there's a clip about here, so behind, and what you've got to do is you've got to push the whole thing up from the bottom and then pull it towards you, just like so. So if you push that up and then do that, it will unclip, and then you can slide it out. And that there is what I was on about. There's a plastic clip there. If you try and pull it off, you will break it, and it hooks onto that bar just there. So let's move that out the way. If you push the lining back like so, there's 2 literally. You've got to imagine that in there sticking through. There's 2 8mm nuts inside, one about here and one about here. So I'll see if I can get the camera right and just show you. And inside there somewhere There's one just up here, just there, where my finger is. And then there's one, if we go below the bar, literally just there as well. Just where my finger is there on the camera. I can only just get in. So it's actually quite awkward to see them, but trust me when I say they're sort of matching these. So if I get the 8mm in there and get them off now, and that's also why you'll need the extension, you can go in with that like that. And now literally we should just be able to slide this pod out from the side. It should just come out without any stress or hassle. And again, I'm bringing you in close, and what we've got here somewhere is the wire at the top. Okay, so this looks like we just unhook this wire all the way around like so, and then we've then got a little flathead screwdriver there to pull that out, and then that should then just again lightly does it, pull that wire out like so, and then we've got the airbag pod out. But I'm just a little bit nervous now because this one's different to what I've acquired. So let's have a closer look at them. So this is the one I've just pulled out with the 2 holes there and the electrical top thing at the top. And this one is near enough identical except the electrical points at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know on that one. Okay, I think I might just end this here and kind of do a bit of research on that first. So it turns out I can use this one even though the electrical socket's on the other side. They're rated exactly the same. The mechanics they work exactly the same way, and the airbag module will detect this as though it was the other one that had before it had failed. So it's literally all I've got to do is where the wire was at the top, and I'm now putting it to the bottom. I've literally just got to take up the slack and pull the slack through. So it just means I've just got to pull the excess cable back on itself a little bit, just so I don't end up crimping it behind here, because if it goes all the way up here or whatever, it's just going to end up thingy. So now what I can do with this is literally just there we go. I can now just put that like that, rest that in there. You then just rest that and push that into that point there. Just pull some of that through again. Give me some slack. So we can push that into its location, like so. So it clicks. You then put the locking pin into place, and then we then put that round to there like that. And then all we've got to do is rotate this round and line those 2 up with those 2 holes. Right, so let's take up the slack there, and then now to do the nuts back up. Right, so that is now done. Now we've got to put this side panel piece back on, which literally just goes slotting just up there like so. Need to get that into there as well. That goes up there. Need to push it right up, so then remember that bit at the back clips back in, and then drop it down, and then you'll feel now that there's a resistance there and you can't pull it off. So that's now that got that bit hooked in there. Now with this we need to then hook this over into this side piece, clip it all the way down like so, so it then becomes as one on that seam there. Do the exact same onto this side, put it round and into there, and then clip that in. Like I said, these tags at the bottom need to go underneath and clip off. That one goes there like so. That one goes. You will be able to feel where these go, but you won't be able to see where these go. And that is now done. And that's one airbag pod all done, nice and neat, without being exploded, so that can be reset when I get the battery connected back up. But then what we're going to do now is we're going to go to part 2, which is the curtain airbag. So let's get started straight away with that airbag module there. Goes all the way up like that, and that literally goes all down this side, starting at this point inside the car, comes all the way up inside and ends up about here. Also, where we've got the battery disconnected, one thing you've got to remember is these have got electronic boot release. That won't open, but that's fine because I've already latched it. I'd press that button and open the boot before disconnecting the battery and latched it so it wouldn't close, because we will need the boot open, and we'll need to remove this partial shelf and get into there. So actually, let's get started now. We've got the boot seal off all the way around there, just so we can get this all moving and stuff. That just pulls off like so. Just pull it straight off. We've also got the door seal removed as well, which is currently over there wrapped around my tripod, which I'll be putting the camera on in a second. And we've got the door seal removed there as well. And then I'll just close the door so it stays a bit warmer, because it's like -2 out here at the moment. We've got that door handle off, and we've got to take this one off as well. Literally pop them, and then there's 2 T25 Torx. Oh, I will say, during the airbag system coming down, this is through impact of the airbags exploding, this has come loose, but all its clips are still there, so that will just clip back up. I'm not clipping that up until last, so that will literally slot into there like so, and then just clip up, and then you push on this side to clip it into place. But I'm not going to do that because I need to move the roof lining about anyway, so it's probably going to end up knocking that back out. But let's put you on the tripod. We'll get this off, we'll get this all removed over this side, and then we'll get all this done, and I'll show you how to do all this. You know what, I will temporarily remove that so it's not dangling in the way of the camera. So now what we need to do is we need to literally fold this down, pop a screwdriver underneath there like so, pop a screwdriver underneath there, and pop that one back. That allows us access to the T25 Torx. Let's just get that one undone. And there's that one as well. And that should now just pull off like so. I'm going to remove the headrest from the seat just for now, just so we can get that out of the way of the camera. It doesn't need to be removed, but I've removed it for the actual purpose of the camera. Now when it comes to, as you can see, the roof lining is already out from underneath this, but when it comes to putting this roof lining back, this pillar will be in the way. Now if we literally just knock the steering right down, the seat belt right down to the bottom, we can then get a big screwdriver, that to come out there, and then there's that. Obviously in your car, when you put it back, it won't be in the way, but you just pop that bit off. That in turn will now allow us free access to get behind and pop that loose. That will allow us enough room to maneuver everything out where we need to without too much issue. That's for the purpose of getting this roof lining back. So now what we need to do is we need to get the front one off and the rear one off. So what we've got now is we've got this square one here which needs to be popped, and if I just give that a tap like so. You'll then be able to just pop that out and get that off like so, and then we'll also then be able to get behind there and pull that off. Obviously it's a bit harder than it would normally be because the roof lining isn't in the right place, but then we've then got things like the screw there and the screw down the bottom there, which are T25 Torx. That's the bottom of the airbag curtain, and then this is the second screw along. But before we do any of that, we've got one T25 there, one T25 there. But also, if you are lucky enough to have these lights in here, you will also find there'll be a wire here. So I've got a wire behind there. I've got to work out how to unplug that, and I'll bring you back in and show you basically me doing that. So for now, I'm just going to undo these two T25 Torx just here where my finger is. One there and one there. Get them out. And then, as suspected, there's a wire just there, and what you'll see is you've got to be very careful not to break it. I've already pulled that off a little bit, so now well it's going to show you, but there's a little tab just there. Let me just see if I can, sorry, 1 second. See that little tab just there? I've got to pull that bit down like so with my fingernail, and I should then in theory be able to wiggle that free like so. So there's, let me just bring it into the light. There's the tab there, what I was on about. You literally pull that forward like so, you can see it bending, and then that allows it free access to, I would advise doing it with two hands so you can support this, because you might not be as lucky as I am, so I would strongly advise doing it with two hands when you pull that tab back, and have one hand holding this. Don't just do it how I did, but I'm holding the camera, so I've got to do something. And then that now leaves that to be free. You won't need to take that one out because there'll be enough space to do what we need to back here. And I think the next job is to get the quarter panel off of the rear of the car now. So we need to get this pillar off, which is the side cushion for the seat, and that should in theory just pull straight forward, but I will warn you that these bits here get very much stuck, in the sense of this has actually been bent and mangled. I'd already pre-pulled that off, so you do need to pull that off, and then it latches in at the bottom, and that comes off. It does just yank off, but you have to be quite firm with it, and you have to bend it. You end up sometimes bending it, and if you do that you have to bend it back. This has already come off because for some reason it was loose, but literally you just get a screwdriver underneath the bottom, pull them clips forward, and then it unhooks from the top because it hooks over like so. So that's that. And then we now need a T50 to undo this, but this is already loose because I've already pre-loosened this one. But it is a T50 Torx to undo this, and that can now come down here out the way. And there's another one of them pop clips which you need to get a screwdriver in underneath, and then that pulls that clip out like so, and then we can literally go behind here and just kind of free that clip off there as well. Now finally we need to go back to the T25 Torx bit, bolt this seat down. We also need to remove this piece here, which you can pretty much just get a flathead screwdriver behind and pull it off like so. And the reason is because it covers up a screw that's just there, and basically you'll see that where the seat latches into the bar here, just behind that is a T25 Torx. You'll also see just up there there's a black screw head there. And if we go to take you around to the boot, you'll see just here on the boot, following it round, just literally underneath there, isn't going to show you, but there is a T25 Torx just there, as you see it like that now. So we'll get them out with the screwdriver, and then all this section here will just come out then. And now we can see the actual mechanism for the airbag module with the wire running to it. Just there, where the screwdriver is a T30 Torx, and then right down the back there, roughly where the head of the screwdriver is, another one. And then we've then got finally a third one hiding just there where the screwdriver is as well. So, and then when it comes to more, we then literally follow it up through the headlining, and we've got a T30 Torx just there. And then if we keep following it past, all the way past, we've then got another one central to the front door, round about here somewhere. We'll pull that curtain back because the curtain wouldn't have exploded in the other one. Just there as well. So it's 3 on the module, one in the centre of each door, and then there's literally just that one there that I've already shown you, and that one there. So I'm going to get them out and I'll come back to you. So they've got to come off. That's just 2 little clips there. So that's got to put off. Right, so back here we've got a wire up here which we need to get access to, which is there. And we've got that wire runs around here down these clips, and we've got to get these clips off so we can actually free it up. And that's pretty much all we need as far as undoing things is concerned to getting this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to get, if I twist that slightly, and then get my needle nose pliers onto there and squeeze it, we should then in theory be able to squeeze that, push it through like so, and then that would then have that come out. And we literally do the same for all 3 of these until they are undone. And then that's that all disconnected from its wire there. We've just got the actual airbag switch bit, which is back here, that we need to do. And you see the grey tab on there, that grey tab just there, we need to pull that up like so, like that. And then now we've pulled that up, that's unlatched it, so we can now get right underneath the green section at the bottom, and effectively, if it wants to play ball, which it doesn't. Let's just double check we pulled that. Yeah, the grey tab's okay. The grey tab was out, it was just needed a little bit more persuasion. So the grey tab pulls up, which releases it, and then you can then get under the green bit and that pulls it right out from its connector location. That wire is now completely out of the way. We'll put that back there out of the way for now. Oh, actually I've forgotten one. T30 screw literally hiding at the bottom of the curtain just there. That needs to come out as well. And that's one airbag module out. I didn't show you much of how to get it out because it is literally not particularly easy, but I'll get the other camera on there now and show you why. Right, so here we've got one of the brackets that go literally just there in the middle of the door. And this bracket, if I just put my foot on that because I can stand on it, it's fine. This bracket moves. And there's a reason why that moves with these dimples. And this one also moves at the top here. It does move, but it's yeah, you can see it moving, and that's got the same dimples on it as well, and that goes halfway across the middle door. And let's just put that there, or let it fall over, whatever, it's fine. And the reason is I'm going to try and pull the thingy back and show you. Literally in there is some slots, and you've got to slot this one towards the car, so the rear area needs to go towards the car to get it out, towards the front of the car, sorry. And then inside here, I'm not sure, I can't even see this one, that goes towards the back of the car. 2 slots like a teardrop shape. So based on this one you have to slot towards the rear of the car and then pull it down, out and down. This one you slot towards the front of the car, pull it out and down. So now I've kind of shown you how to get that out. I'm literally just going to put it all back together, and it's pretty much the same as removal really, with all the screws back in place. Make sure the clip goes in, and I'll show you bits and pieces as I put it back together. So basically we need to slot this end first, that through the front, through those wires, because those wires need to go round that, like so. And then we need to try and feed it up underneath here, where it should go. Right, so that's all that done up. What we need to do is now pull this wire back through, clip that clip into there, clip that clip into there, clip that clip into there. And what you then got to do is you've got to make sure this green plug fits firmly back in, and then you make sure that the grey tab on the top there goes back in as well, nicely. The green bit has to be fully in first, like you hear it click, and then press the tab in and hear that click. And now we can take this black plastic bit and put this back into where it goes, to make sure that all this roof lining sits where it should do. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll put the door handles on first. No, won't. We'll put this on first. We'll make sure this sits nicely in there. Making sure the roof lining is underneath that, like so. We've then got to get the T25 Torx bit. Now we can put the boot seal on. What we can do is stick that bit on there. As you can see, that covers up that screw. Literally, that can go up. Done. And what you should have that nice and tight, but also still be able to move freely, because when you push it, when you lift it like so, you can then adjust the height like so. That can now get hooked over the top, this piece, which goes in like so. Push that up like so. It should just clip in like that first of all, and then when we've done that, we should now be able to get screw into there, which is again T25 Torx. That can get clipped like so, and that's that done. Now, because we loosen this off, we should now be able to literally just fold and push roof lining aspect up and over so it tucks behind that, like so. And then now, where that's folded up behind there, we can then clip that back into place. Seatbelt can go back where it was, and that says airbag written on it is just a clip. To hold that into place. Lovely. And now with the sun visor aspect, gotta make sure this clips in the right way round. Push that up into there. And now that into like that. They don't work. Oh wait, there's no battery connected. So the last bit to do is this bit, and you've got a little slot there which goes onto the square clip there, and what you've got to do is you've literally got to put that down onto there like that, put pressure in the middle so it clips into place, push it downwards, and then it should just clip in. There we go, down, and then, no, that hasn't grabbed, okay. It's grabbed that time, you can see it's pulling against it, look. There we go, that's in, and then finally we've got that clip that goes in there. That's that done. We've got a door seal to put on. So the last thing that I've got to do is connect the battery up. Literally just make sure that's all nice and tight. Done. Get the boot lock latched. And the parcel shop is back in. There's a bit of snow where I got in the car, but otherwise it's okay. And then now I'll take you into the car and we'll get my diagnostics kit set up in the centre there. So just to recap, we've done the curtain airbag, we've also done the passenger seat pod airbag, and we've got the engine running at the moment. We've still got the airbag light on. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to lift this up, pull this out, and then we're going to have to plug my Autel Maxi scan into this socket, which is hiding just underneath the ashtray, which I actually use as a money box for the odd 2s and pennies. Plug that in like so. That'll then load up. We'll read the codes. Passenger side airbag squib circuit high resistance, and that now says not present because that's been changed. So that's the curtain one. And then we've then got low voltage one, not present. What's this one that says present? Oh, there. So let's just go. I'm not even going to look at what the airbag faults are because we know what the airbag faults were. Selected function not supported. Okay, so I don't know why that's not going to erase the airbag codes. Let's try a quick erase. No, I have no idea what's going on there then. I think we need to get a different code reader possibly. So the end result is that the airbag light is now off, but eagle-eye viewers will also notice that when a battery is replaced on a car, it would have no mileage. I have done 3.8 miles since putting the battery back on, and that 3.8 miles was to my friend in a garage because I had two options. My fix with the airbag modules, the airbag curtain airbags, and my fix with the seat, fantastic. But the other fix I had to do was reset the light. Now I had two options: pay a friend in a garage 20 quid, or pay £2,000 for a snap-on scan tool, which I would have had to wait a week for. So I chose to do the route of paying him 20 quid to turn the light off for me, because Vauxhall and a lot of the forums will say only Vauxhall can do this airbag light. But any garage who has a decent like one of the £2,000 sort of deal scan tools, whether it be snap-on or Autel, whatever, will be able to reset that light for you. So this is where we've come to the end of the video now, and some of you might be thinking, oh, finally, because it's a bit of a long video, but hopefully you've learnt something by watching me go through the process of doing the side airbag and the passenger seat airbag. This car will now be going to its new owner, and it'll be coming back to me hopefully in the next couple of weeks to do a service and a timing belt, because I've got something else coming in to replace it in the next few days. So that'll be on the channel, and I will have to get back onto working with my ZXs. Apologies for being lacking of content, but I've just been ridiculously busy. If I've not been working, I've been sorting out loads of other stuff, family related, which I'm not going to go into. I hope you've enjoyed this style of video, because I've currently been using my phone that I've always used for recording, but I've also got the new Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, where you would have seen the intro with me talking as well as recording that's got director's mode, and I can use both cameras at the same time. So that's where I was using that for that. So I've been using 2 cameras, so that's going to take a fair bit to edit, and hopefully I do it justice, fingers crossed. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care guys, stay safe, and bye for now. Just before I do go though, there'll be another video up in this top corner, and my subscribe icon will be down in this bottom corner. If you'd like to know what I get up to outside of YouTube, I'll leave my Instagram will be down the bottom here, and I'll leave the link for my Instagram in the description, so you can follow me on there and see what I get up to outside of YouTube and sneak previews for YouTube. But yeah, see you in the next one.